Okay, so here we are at 5600 Kelvin on both cameras, 800 ISO. The close-up camera is at 4.5 and is a Panasonic 20mm lens, and the far one is at 2.8 and that is a 12 to 35. And we are at 5600 Kelvin on the Falconeyes, and this thing is massively bright, as you can see. Let's go ahead and move this to 50% power. And that's perfect. Now, right now, I can feel how hot this thing is getting. So if you have this thing on 100% power, any of these lights, they are going to get hot to the touch. But this is 50% with no diffusion, no egg crate, and look how nice the light looks. This is really awesome. Let's go down to about 30%. Here we are at 27%, almost 25%, and this light is working beautifully as a key light. Let's go ahead and put on the diffusion now. Here we are with the diffusion on at 100%, and this looks fantastic. It really does do a fantastic job diffusing the light. Let's go to 50%. And there we are at 50%, and that is absolutely beautiful. You can use the Falconeyes as a key light, and that is what is most important. You can use it as a fill, you can use it as a key. Let's go ahead and let me show you how it looks with the grid on. And here we are 100% with the grid on, and look at the wide shot. Look how amazing this looks. It is cutting the light and sending it straight forward. You're not getting any light bleed out the side. Now, I've never used a grid before. This is actually the first grid I've owned, and I am going to be using grids a lot more. This just really shapes the light beautifully. Cuts it down, it's not spilling at all, it's more directed toward your subject, and it also cuts the light, making it softer. This looks fantastic. Now, looking at the unit from the side here, I can actually see that that the egg crate has a little slightly more little light blur. There's like a nice space. I could probably slip my fingernail in the space between the rubber and the actual Falconeyes. But it's not spilling out. It's not causing a problem. So it's fine. Just know that these are, again, not the best. I'm hoping for a third party or hoping these get a redesign. But just look at the way this cuts the light. It is absolutely beautiful. Let's check it out at 50%. And here we are at 50%, and this looks fantastic. And here we are stopped down to 25%. So there you have it. That is the Falconeyes. Those are the diffusion and the grid. They believe the hype, they work, and they are absolutely terrific. And there you have it. That is the ultimate SmackDown. Now, which one of these am I going to recommend? And, well, I can honestly say without a doubt the one I would recommend is the Falconeyes. That's right. Believe the hype. The Falconeyes is the best one out of all three of these. It really packs a punch. Yes, it's bigger. Yes, it's heavier. But when you talk about the magnetic back, which is super awesome, you talk about you talk about 20 different special effects, a great screen, a great interface. Everything about this is great. Super bright, super color accurate. The grid and the diffusion work fantastically. Yes, they don't attach very well, but there are ways to fix it if it breaks. Hopefully, like I said, somebody will make a third-party version or they'll redesign them. But all in all, this is going to be your workhorse. This is what I highly recommend. Coming in at number 2 is the Bowling P1. Now, you will pay $140 with the egg crate and diffusion, but you will pay $160 for the Bowling P1, and I actually think that's a little overpriced now for what it does. True, this was the first kid on the block, and I do really love this arm that can go 360 and bend in all sorts of crazy ways. I did notice online that there is actually you can actually get a kit, and I don't know if it's a third-party arm or it's made by Falconeyes, but you could actually attach an arm like this onto the Falconeyes and have the same kind of movement. It's something you could buy extra, or you can buy it in a kit. I did notice like there was one link on Amazon there. But the P1 is super bright. It does have a little bit of a magenta color to it, but it works really well and it turns on the fastest. And of course, it is the smallest. So if you're looking for something really, really small, I highly recommend the Bowling P1. Now, in last place, we have the Pixel, and that's because it is not as bright. It has a slight green hue, not as bad as the magenta hue on the Bowling, but it's slight. I really love the interface, the double toggles. I don't know why they press in because that doesn't do anything, but I love the menu button, the double toggles. The super brightness mode is kind of cool if you're into that. The multiple mounting points are super awesome. And if you just want something that you can, I mean, this thing is the size of my cell phone, which is pretty cool. So if you're on a budget, you only have like $109. Definitely you can look at the Pixel. This is great if you want to slide it into your pocket, into your book bag, and just go on those interviews. It is super light, much lighter than both the P1 and the Bowling. But at the end of the day, the clear winner still is Falconeyes. And I have to say I'm very impressed with this, with Falconeyes, and I will be hopefully trying to get my hands on some of their lights. Because I really do I'm starting to like the brand. I think they're very much an up-and-coming brand like GVM was, but now isn't. And Pixel also is another impressive brand that is up-and-coming. I'm really interested to see what Pixel comes up with. I know they have their new folding flexing RGB light, which I would love to test out. But all in all, Falconeyes takes the cake, of course, no surprise there. But I want to know what you thought in the comments below. Which one of these do you think is the best? Which one are you going to buy? If you have one of these, what do you think? And of course, if you have any questions, you could always drop them in the notes below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash the bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and these are new to me.